Boy, this thing's slippery, man. Hi, it's only been a couple of days since these parts were ordered and they're already here. I just opened the box today. I ordered more than what I needed. I actually got some seals, one seal for the shuttle shift where it's leaking right where the drive shaft is. Another seal for the right side brake where I think oil is getting in. Haven't taken that apart yet. And then another set of seals for the ram on the right hand side, the small one. I got the parts for the big one too. I'm going to be putting that together right now. But I just wanted to say that this particular parts provider, he was, I think, over and above being helpful, and he had no idea I do YouTube videos, and I'm not getting compensated from him in any way. So I wanted to just put his website page up here so that you can see that. If you have questions, you could ask him about the parts, and he would be more than happy to help you and let you know what parts you need. The other thing I wanted to say too is that there is a forum, I think it's called Heavy Equipment something, and that's where I got this guy's information from. And those people on that site, that forum, they were very, very helpful also. You'd be amazed at all the answers and all the help that I got, letting them know that I wasn't versed at any of this, and they were very helpful. So again, not getting paid in any way, I just thought I'd provide that information. So here we go, we'll get started with this. This may not look too sturdy, but I assure you it was. This one ram cylinder, along with the several blocks of wood, held the bucket in place while I removed the right side cylinder. I started the seal replacement process before I started recording anything. Now that I'm this far along, I'll try to explain how I got here. This part here was by far the worst. The pin that holds one end of the ram cylinder piston in place was frozen solid with rust. I had to use an oxyacetylene torch and a large hammer to drive it out the other side. Removing the ram cylinder piston took the pulling power of a ratchet strap and a come-along puller. The come-along puller not pictured here. But before that, the hydraulic fluid suction needed to be released. I loosened the hose at the end of the ram cylinder to allow air into the system. Because the bucket was at the right height to pull the ram cylinder forward, it did not hit the bucket when it was being pulled. Also at this angle, most of the fluid in the cylinder was at the bottom of the cylinder. When you pull a piston out, fluid comes with it. It's time to replace these seals. Well, these are the parts that I got right here. I can identify with these right here. I've seen those on here. This one, I think that for sure, I'm sure that this is a, this rubber one goes in the middle here first, and then after that, this goes on top of it. Now, the one that I had on there, you'll see it in the video, that I used a screwdriver like this, and I ended up cutting it to get it off. And because there wasn't any split in it like this. So, but this one, the parts guy, Dale, he actually told me about this Z cut that's in there. And maybe it's hard to see, but there's a cut in there. And he said, just be very careful, and that slips over this after this is installed. So he said, you just kind of got to work it in there. So that would be a good thing, I guess, that it's got that cut in it this time. I did want to say, if this is anything like piston rings in a car or anything like that, any small motor, these, I believe, when you put them on, they have to be staggered. So you can't have two of them like right across from each other on here. But that's just me guessing. I don't know that. So what I'm going to do is make sure that they're, you know, opposite directions. So I'll just put this on here and see how this goes. First, I guess I want to clean this up a little bit. Okay, so now that that's cleaned up, I guess I'll start with my inside one first. So now this is where I have to be careful to not break this Z. Looks like this is taking some, not abuse, but it's definitely bending. There we go. Yeah, take a breath there. So that's on. Clean this up a little. So this one I'm going to put at just a third away from here, like right about there, a third of the way around. And so we have one here, one there. We'll put the next one over here somewhere. I don't think it matters if it goes this way or this way. Okay, they're staggered. I have to change this gland nut. There's an O-ring. There's this called a wiper seal here, and then this is the oil seal. So it's going to be impossible for you to really see inside of here. But what I'm doing is I'm taking the screwdriver and I'm putting it in this valley, and then I'm forcing it back into here, and then I'm trying to get this screwdriver around the outside of it. And here it comes. There it goes. Try that again. There we go. That's the old one. That's the new one. Interesting. We got that far. Now he told me, this Dale, he said, you know, you have to contort this thing in order to get it in there, but he said that it will go. So I guess we'll try to contort it. Wow, it just all of a sudden snapped right in. That is cool. Thank you, Dale. He said use the back of a screwdriver and push that thing in. Wow. Very cool. By the way, it is 88 degrees here in southeast Wisconsin, and it's only May 11th. All of a sudden, the last couple of days, we've been getting hit with this heat. It's supposed to be 90 today. It was 90 yesterday. I brought the cameras outside to start doing this, and immediately out of my air-conditioned house, the cameras just collected a lot of condensation. I'll have to blow this off. This has got some particles in these threads here, but that O-ring there has to come off. I thought I'd throw that in about the weather. That's that. Oh, look at that. There's a second something in there. That must be this little guy right here. It broke as I was taking it out. It looks quite deteriorated. Well, I'm gonna get some air and try blowing some of this stuff out of here. Looks like I'm gonna have to get like a wire brush or something to clean this out. Hey, I gotta tell you about this phone conversation I had with Dale at the parts place there. I asked him about, which seals I needed, told him what year, make, and model that this backhoe was, and he asked me if this was a one-piece or a two-piece. I think I might have already talked about this in this video, but anyway, I'll just say it again. He said that on the face of this, there's a set of numbers, and I could not for the life of me see them. I all of a sudden just now saw them. I see them right here. But this was covered up by paint, so okay, let's keep going here. So this is supposed to go on there, and it's elasticy, but it's not that elasticy. So I'm wondering if it'll go around here. I guess it wouldn't hurt to put this on.
As pictured here on these old seals, the larger round one goes on the bottom.
Coming out. There it is. Came out. Go look at the inside of that. It's pretty bad. So Dale did tell me that this is called a wiper seal. Obviously cleaning everything off as it gets collected on the end of the rod, or on the rod. Yep, it's going in. you guys do know, guys and gals, you do know that I am not a mechanic by trade. I'm just a DIY person because I don't like spending a ton of money when I can do it myself. So I got this in a vise right here, got that clamped in, and what I'm doing now is I'm going to take this part and I'm going to put a little bit of this in there. By the way, I wanted to say that this piece here, I have a feeling is for maybe a different model. It says if this seal kit has 2 buffer rings, maybe this is it. Use the new style shown in the diagram. Very hard to understand this diagram, but I think that's the new a buffer ring. So this, obviously, goes back on here, but putting this all back together is a big deal. Looking good. Okay, now we're back to this. So everything looks good on here still. So this needs to go back on here, and it only goes on one way. The diameter here fits this. This one does not. Boy, this thing's slippery, man. Well, what I decided to do was put never sees on this thing again. Put never sees on it so that if I ever have to take it apart, So I got it done. I'm not going to really fill it back up with hydraulic fluid just yet because I have one more I want to do, but I won't be doing that on camera. And then I need to move on to the seal on what I thought was the transmission, what people are calling the shuttle shift. It's leaking pretty bad, the back seal. So till next time, God bless. Be safe.